Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures, and I'm sharing with you some of my recent thrift finds. At the thrift store, I found this little scooper for 80 cents. I liked that it was silver and had a wood handle, and it even has a screw so you could hang it for some decoration, or I thought maybe it could be useful, or I could make something with it. And at 80 cents, I didn't want to leave it at the store. I also found this piece of art. I have one that's a little bit bigger, and I do want to do something creative with them. This one is smaller. It's got the nice velvet there, little frame. So hopefully this fall I will get around to putting something in both of those. But I picked that up because I thought it would fit nicely into my mirrored gallery wall because it's a smaller size, so it could fill the right spot. All of these beads and jewelry I got in a big bag for $15. I kept about 20% of what was in the bag, and the rest I gave to people and I have at school for my students to use. So what did I decide to keep? Here are some beads, and they were all in little baggies like this. So I believe that most of these are older. One of them, the baggie said New York on it. I believe this is a presentation box. I mean, it's definitely a box. It is wood, and there is this paper-like coating on it that has ripped off. So I don't know what I'm gonna do on the outside, but the inside has a beautiful sapphire fabric. And then there's this little spot where there's a hole. So it's kind of a mystery to me. I don't know if that would have had a pocket watch in it or what, but if anybody knows, I would love to hear. Little bag of dyed pearls. I was really happy about the beads that were on string. So this one has a tag that says made in Czechoslovakia, and they are black glass beads. So I'll definitely be hanging those with the other beads that I purchased this summer. This is a huge strand of red glass beads that have knots in between. I don't know if this is how they would have been sold to use in someone's own jewelry making, or if that actually was a necklace. These are, I guess, matte colored black glass beads, and they were on this string, and then it has this interesting little gold clasp or finding there. Some more. These are blue, really, really beautiful. So I think I'm also gonna take some of these, like there's not much on here, and add that to some of the mixes I was making and putting in glass jars if the color is right. I don't know if this is silver. I didn't try and polish it. It is a broken necklace that has these little metal beads on them, and it has the older clasp where it doesn't have that extra little piece that comes off for the spring. And I don't know if I'm correct in saying that that means it's from the Victorian times, but I found that the older watch fob chains and things like that, and the ones that are marked like 12 karat and the gold filled and the rolled gold, tend to have that clasp. So don't know if I'm correct in saying Victorian or if it just means older, but I always like it when I find them. And if they're broken, it doesn't matter to me. I've just kind of pieced them together on my dress form. This was interesting. These were in a bag with other beads strung the same way, where they've got that little split ring, and then glass beads. I believe fire polished is what gives them not the sharp facets, but the smoother ones. It's got some iridescence. But yeah, I don't know if someone made that or if that's just how they were sold. Mysteries. And in a baggie was this little collection of the glass pearls and coral. It's getting dark in here. And those little bits of coral, I know, were also on Victorian pieces of jewelry, and children would be given them to wear if they were sick, as a way to cure them or ward off the sickness. Some other little findings. I don't know what they could be used for. I could definitely put a scarf through it. I mean, I'm just gonna stick it in my little craft drawer and hopefully use them one day. Some screwback earrings, and I did look up when screwbacks were made, but I got this stuff a while ago, so I can't remember, but I want to say in the 1800s was the first screwback. These are marked gold filled, and that usually says 12 karat, and it says 1/20, and the marking on them is a diamond with an H, which looks just like the Heisey glass marking. So I looked all over to see if I could just figure out what company that was, but I couldn't find it anywhere. This is a silver chain that has just a really pretty, simple little pendant on it. And this one was marked, I'm gonna try and remember off the top of my head, but I will look. It is marked Trifari. I think that says Trifari. And then it has a little tag that hangs down from it with like a crown over a T. So I could only find one of these screwbacks, but this is kind of similar to what I'm talking about with a little piece of coral that would be wrapped up on a piece of jewelry. Now that's a screwback. I don't know if a child would have worn that, but they definitely were given pins. I don't know if this little heart could be bone or ivory, or I have no clue. But simple, I like it. Then I was happy to find some of these singleton screwbacks and some clip earrings because I want to make more embellished magnets, and I have the magnets now, but I didn't have the earrings, and now I found some really great ones. I just love the top of this one. And lots of just broken necklaces that were in little baggies. So here's some great Aurora Borealis crystals, a large rhinestone button. Believe these are just glass beads, but they're a beautiful garnet color. And then we've got some glass beads strung together. I really like these. So a little dusty, I will clean them up. We have a locket, and it needs to be polished as well, but it does say that it is gold filled on sterling. Some iridescent beads. I was really happy to find these on the strings because they're just like the ones I found this summer, so I'll display those together, and I didn't have to untangle them. It was such a time saver. This is a necklace, I believe. There's a clasp on it, and they appear to be shell beads. It was broken. These said 14 karat gold plated little buttons. Add those to my collection. This little wire bit of rhinestone buttons, absolutely love those. Some more of those little split rings with the pearls and little goldy colors. My son's here. So this cross is also marked the 12 karat, and it's got a chain, and the brand on the chain says Hayward, which I've seen on other little chains that look like this that are the fobs. And then what else? Oh, and this I believe is sterling, although I don't see a marking on it. Just a little charm to put on a necklace. And then this little ring here is marked 925. So after I find this stuff and clean it up after thrifting, it's time to put it on display. So I've got a helper here who's very, very bored. Not showing your face. So I said I'd like to put that cross on the dress form. Could you help me? Yes. Can you reach up there, buddy? I'll help you. Okay, and then we'll see if there's any other pieces that I want to add there. I found this at Savers. So it's this interesting little shape. I really liked the finish on it because it wasn't that tarnished, and I turned it over and it is old colonial pewter. So I guess this is polished pewter, You know, there's a little bit of tarnish, but it does shine pretty well. And in it was this piece. So I don't know. I mean, I used it, I put sunflowers in it, and that's what I'm going to do again. This is pretty petite. Like, there's the size of my hand. Then I found a little pitcher, and I was on the hunt for a pitcher to be able to display more of my silverware and serving pieces in. And it was the same shininess, and when I turned it over, it said Old Colonial as well. I just have it at school right now because I have some flowers in it on my desk, but they're pretty much done. So I'm gonna bring that back. And I really like this mingled in with my other things. I mentioned in a previous vlog that I went to an estate sale on a fill-a-bag day and I spent $5. I showed the things I got that were just kind of useful household things. I also had some things that I took to school, and then there were some vintage Christmas items. And I think that this alone is worth $5 plus all of the other stuff that I purchased. This is one of those viewfinders from the beach. It has a really cool graphic on the other side, and it's probably from the 60s. There's still a picture in there. It's pretty cool. It does need to be cleaned up though, but I thought that was really neat. And there you can see the people. This ornament, which was in just a box of other ornaments that weren't so vintage, it did have the hanger as well, so it's probably somewhere on this garland. I just have to find it, but it's not broken, and I'm just really surprised that no one found that even after, you know, this was like the last hour of the sale from all week. So it just goes to show you, whether you show up first or last, there's always something, usually. Then there were a few just little shiny brights. And there were two of these garlands. They both had these little packages that looked exactly the same, but the one had plastic beads and this one had glass beads, and they were all intertwined together. It only took me about a minute to, you know, get them untwisted. But I bet you that somebody just assumed they were plastic, because I feel like this would have been scooped up in the very beginning. So I would definitely say that that was worth $5 at an estate sale, plus all the other goodies that I picked up. Not vintage, but when I was at Savers, I found this raincoat for my daughter, and she needed one. My son had one. So it's a size 9-10. It was perfect for her, and it poured the next day. So we just washed it, worked out perfectly. It's from H&M. It's really cute, and she embellished it. The last thing I purchased was this decanter. I am on the hunt for decanters, and I really like unique ones and ones that also have words on them. So this one's rye, and I'll just share with you the other one that I have. This one is hand engraved. It says gin. It's a really unique shape, and I really loved the stopper as well, although right now it is holding up this beaded lampshade. And I like to just embellish them with other little tags. So this rye one has these flowers on it, and it's got the word. I just thought it was so different, and it's also iridescent. So let me see if I can get a different angle and show you the iridescence. Yeah, so I think you can see the iridescence there. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it would wash off, but just so many different things about this that really made me like it. The shape, the pattern, it's frosted looking. I cannot get the stopper out. I didn't even try at the store. I just saw it and I just thought about it for a week, and when it was still there, I got it. I don't really need to put anything in it. I mean, I could put beads or dried flowers, but really I just like them for their form. And then let me show you the bottom. So it'd be neat if I could find a maker's mark or something like that, but caught my eye. Now I can add it to my collection. So those are my finds from past week or two. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in another video. Bye.